Jed Castles talk about this Tuesday forecast.
Yeah, fog is the big story this morning. Guys, good morning to you. As we look out from our sky cam this morning, this is our OCCC cam. You can see a little fog out there this morning, so it kind of ranges from not being too bad in some spots, other areas a little bit more dense. We'll talk about that, but kiddos will have a little fog to deal with getting out the door this morning. Watch out in those school zones. Slow it down there. Make sure you're watching out for kids as that fog kind of gets a little thicker in some spots here this morning. 52. But it's going to be a nice afternoon. It's going to be a pretty nice sunny afternoon. By late afternoon, temperatures warming back up. We'll see some 70s and getting up eventually into the low 80s by we go toward late afternoon today. Now, across Oklahoma right now, conditions are quiet. The storm that we had yesterday is now starting to scoot away from us. All the rain, storms, severe weather moving with that down into the southeast. Well, our weather has a blue area. That's going to be a dense fog advisory that runs to about 9 o'clock this morning from Stillwater over to about Watonga, south of that line, including Oklahoma City, Clinton, Hobart, Lawton, Altus, Ada, to near Ardmore this morning. All areas in between as that fog continues. Not as thick as it's been, so the fog is showing signs of letting up. But typically, get towards sunrise. That's when fog typically is at its worst. We'll see how it plays out, but the general trend over the last 30, 45 minutes is the fog is showing signs of weakening, not quite as thick. That's good news. Here in the metro area, still some fog around from near Oklahoma City, south down toward more Norman, Purcell, Union City, and Tuttle, but you can see it is letting up a little bit. We'll see if we can't keep that pattern going as we go through the morning hours today. Definitely wet out there this morning, especially to the south and to the east of Oklahoma City, where some areas picked up 2 to as much as 5 inches of rain from near Purcell over to Seminole. Now, these are just showing the mesonet sites, but between that, there was some very heavy rain in parts of Cleveland and Pottawatomie counties. So heavy rainfall the last couple of days, and you can see those extend over into eastern and southeast parts of Oklahoma, while the area we really need it is northwest Oklahoma, the wheat belt up into northwest Oklahoma. Just didn't get a whole lot out of this one. We'll wait for the next one. Slight chance of rain tonight, and then another opportunity by early next week. We're 52, south winds at 11. That's our Mathis cam. Shows that fog this morning, showing little signs of improvement. As we look at our winds, they'll be up a bit, 10, 15, maybe 20 miles per hour today. But we're watching another cold front. The cold front will blow in. This is going to bring a pattern change. So we'll warm it up today. Then a pattern change begins as this front moves in. See those north winds? There's some very gusty winds blowing in, and those will be blowing down into Oklahoma by 11 o'clock tonight. So watch the winds really howl when that front moves through. Winds 40, 50 miles per hour, and then those winds will start to diminish going into the morning hours tomorrow. But still should be a windy forecast for Wednesday, and that's the general trend. A lot of wind on the way, really heading into next week. Forecast today shows some clouds, some fog out the door this morning, but we'll clear it out, warming it up, 70s, getting close to 80 by 5 o'clock today. We're in the 50s right now, a little wind up in northwest Oklahoma, sustained up around 10, 15 miles per hour this morning, so a little bit of wind out there this morning. Let's check the upper air pattern. Jet stream shows the storm we had yesterday, now way off to our east. We're tracking our next cold front that comes in late today. That blows in. Talked about a pattern change. Look at this big trough that kind of builds in over the midsections of the country into the east. This is a big cold core upper level low. It's going to drop anchor for Wednesday, Thursday into Friday before it starts to scoot away from us on Saturday. That sets up a nice weekend. And then we'll track the next storm. Here it comes. This is going to bring a classic severe pattern to Oklahoma as we go into early parts of next week. Kind of a multi-day event. So we'll monitor that, including the risk of damaging winds, large hail, even kind of looks like a threat for tornadoes too, so we'll be monitoring that. Kind of keep your eyes peeled on that and keep that in the back of your mind as we go into early parts of next week. 70s and 80s today. Lows tonight cooling off in the 40s. We'll rebound back up in the 60s here heading into your Wednesday. Again, looking at the forecast, pretty good as we go into tonight. There'll be a chance of some rain into northeast parts of Oklahoma. Just a slight chance of that being severe as we go into tonight. So 81 today, 60 is on the way for your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Warming it back up this weekend before that severe chance goes up later next week.